Welcome to the Third Eye Trio. This is Mona Me. I just wanted to do a quick reading on, um, I'm not going to call their names, but this is related to Love and Marriage Huntsville, and you just place people where you think they are. So I'm going to entitle this reading The King and the Pauper. Okay, so hopefully from that you can determine who's who. So basically, I wanted to know what the energy was between the two because I think when I've done a reading before, I kind of said that one was the puppet master, or I call them referred to them as the puppeteer, and I think they may both be the puppeteers. But I wanted to know what. Well, one is actually the master. Let's see, one's the puppeteer, but one is the mastermind behind the puppeteering, if I could say. So I'm Mona Me, and I make very concerted efforts to deliver empathetic as well as sympathetic readings. Now, as far as this one, I just wanted to know. So, I'm going to share with you what I found out. So, I was wondering what the energy was between the king and the pauper. And if you know, you know. So, what I'm finding is the king, in the beginning, saw this as a win win situation for both parties. And he felt that he could empower the pauper, and the pauper can somewhat, in some form and fashion, empower him too, give him strength, bring him his happy, in the sense that this was a moneymaker for both parties. The show is what I'm referring to. And though the pauper was not the creator or the mastermind behind this show, he had a certain power over the executive producer, who actually was the mastermind behind the show, or the person who put forth effort to make the show become a reality, and that's a play on words, a reality or into fruition. So without the paupers, yes, it probably wouldn't have gone through, only because he could have, kind of squandered the deal, if I could say, by saying no, because it was he was the head of the household, so to speak, but not necessarily the creator or the brains behind the wheel of the project. So anyway, so the king, wanted to you empower me, I empower you. He went into it in that aspect, and initially um offered somewhat of positive energy, promoted self care, self love, and was very intentional about the creation of this masterpiece. Now, the way it started is not the way it ended. So, initially, like I say, the show was about one thing, but then it took it went through a metamorphosis and became about something else. Now, was there a mastermind behind that? Who knows? But I tell you, when there was a go on the show, everything aired out, and that is the truth. The ace of air, which is also the ace of swords. So that was truth. That happened. And so but what happened is it became very toxic. It was very toxic. Now, this is what the king knew would empower the show. So he was willing to go with it. And so the self care, self love behind the creator went out the window. Those were initially his intentions. But, you know, power, and I think the king has said this before himself, power and fame is a dangerous drug. And so, even with the toxicity, he wins. He's empowered by that. Even though he promised to take care and and provide protection for the creator of the show. Those were his intentions. But if toxicity wins, just like sex sells, if toxicity sells, that's what he's going to go with. So he had to align himself with the pauper in order to make this a still success, still a win-win for both of them. Now, in his mind, he felt like they were, they were so toxic. The show became toxic until they created and formed somewhat of a soul tie. They they had a soul tie, the pauper and the king, because they were willing to put, I'll call her the Empress, back with the pauper in order to make this project successful. So, but in doing that, he said that he would still protect her energy, protect, help her with this self-love, self-care. He would protect her, but he didn't. And so what's going to happen is there's going to be a change, or there has been a change, but it's going to be the end of this cycle. Not the end, well, the reunion has already ended between the pauper and the ace of, I'm sorry, the pauper and the empress. That reunion has ended. There's been a complete change, completion in the show or in the project. Now the king, the king is now aligned himself with the pauper. And to be honest here, I don't think the king was ever really aligned with the empress, because this talks about self-care and self-love. So it was never about the empress. It was really about the king. The king wanted, he was looking to protect his energy and take care of himself and provide love for himself, to the point where he intentionally promoted himself as the creator of the show. Even though the show took a turn, he vowed to the empress that he would take care of her, but he didn't. And so here, when he changed, that was the end of that cycle. And if you look at this card, you show that there's a transformation here, a big transformation at the end of this cycle. And the empress was battered and bruised in this. She was not taken care of. She was somewhat sacrificed for this project. But she healed from it. She healed from it because she had to. But there was something about the inner child healing. And I think that the her fan base, which has become problematic for the king. And that the reason it's problematic for the king because it the fan base, which I think is her tribe, and I've said that before, the fan base lets the Empress know that she can win either way. She can continue to heal this inner child. Something about her childhood that she needed to heal, and this process, this toxicity, kept her from doing that. But her tribe, her fan base, her village lifted her up and allowed her to do that healing of that inner child. So now hold on to your horses or to your reins because there's going to be an unexpected storm here, which it's not like it's not been a whole heap of storms in this journey for many people in this journey. Now, the king he's guilty of sabotage. He's going to see himself after this storm, and he's going to be exposed for his sabotage in this um, energy. I mean, in this situation, he will be exposed and he's going to be embarrassed. That's the storm that's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. I suspect that this storm will happen in the spring. The seeds have already been planted. It will form. Um, this storm, he will be exposed somewhere in the spring, or at least there's some seeds that are being sown in the spring, and there's going to be an unexpected storm. And the king, I tell you what, everybody will be exposed for their sabotage, for their hand in this this tower moment. Somebody's going to be shaking the table, and my best guess is it's going to not necessarily be the Empress. No, she may have a hand in it, but it's going to be divine intervention. It's fated. There's going to be divine intervention. And I did see she's going to get her messages in dreams. She's going to see it coming. She's a Scorpio. She's going to see it coming. She may start getting messages in her dreams. And the seeds will be sown in the springtime, but they will reveal themselves by summer. I had to share that message. I had to share that message because hold on to your reins because it's about to go down. This is about to go down. Now, I did a reading on her before, the Empress, and I'm sure you know who I'm talking about because, I mean, she's glowing like an Empress, and rightfully so. I mean, I won't even go into that. But I did a reading on her before, and my reading, I said she had some things coming up, and they did. She's been showing up and showing out, but I didn't want to share everything for her. I didn't want to share the seeds that are being sown, but because I couldn't share them because she's not necessarily the one. sowing the seeds. This is divine intervention. And I think it is going to rock. It's going to rock some worlds. I gave the pauper the warning, and I did a reading on the king, but I did not post that reading, and I may post it, I don't know, but I wanted to because I still wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. But in his reading, it talks a lot about what his intentions were coming in, and I was thinking that they were, he wanted to take care of everybody, but this card clearly says it's about him. He wanted to take care of himself, and he has a greater love for himself than he has for anybody. And it also talked about illusion. It talked about illusion, and when it talked about the illusion, it was really, um, what he does versus what he says, and they don't match up. They don't coincide with each other. They don't agree. But in his mind, he thinks that he's doing these things. But he's the. I don't want to say he's the only one. I don't know if there are truly any drops for the king. So, but he says there is. So I can't deny or confirm. But what he thinks he does for other people, even the pauper or the empress, which he thinks that he strengthens or empowered them, is really for himself. Everything is beneficial for him, his self care, his self love, and what he wants to create, even if he's not the real creator. And this is truth. This is truth because you have the Ace of Air here, which is also the Ace of Swords in tarot. So, but let me tell you, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. And, because they're not shaking the table. This is an earthquake. This is big. But everybody is going to be exposed for, what hand they had in this atrocity. And basically, like I said, the Empress, pay attention to your dreams. If you watch this video, please pay attention to your dreams because you will be getting downloads in your messages. So if you're not already getting downloads in your dreams, that's going to be one of your gifts that will be heightened or kind of exposed to you or revealed to you. So if this resonate with anybody other than the king, the pauper, and the prince and the empress, go ahead and write these things down because you may start getting downloads in your dream. If this resonates with you, place yourself where you see fit, and allow this to be a healing message for you as well. Um, you don't have to do anything, or whatever you have done, whatever seeds you've sown, or who's ever sown those seeds, divine will take over. This will be a divine intervention, and it's fated. It's fated. By summertime, we will see all. We will see all of the little hands in the pudding. We're going to see it all. By summertime, we will see it. So the seeds that are sown in the spring, the haters and the gators, the haters, the gators, and the imitators will be exposed. So how does your garden grow? That's the message there. So whatever she's done, keep a smile on your face, keep your head up. If this is you, and if you are the empress in this story, keep your head up. It's already faded. nothing that they can do now. So I'd say they need to be shaken in their boots because the sabotage, everything that they've done, is gonna be exposed, and it's gonna be devastating to you the way that you are going, because this is gonna set your stuff on fire. You see this storm, the same lightning. Look at this. Look at this. This is the storm. It's shaking. There's going to be an upheaval. It's burning it down. That same lightning is going to strike you. This is divine intervention. Hold on to your hats. Hold on to your hats. And like I said, this is truth. This is truth. I was going in the right direction. That's what cards do. I'm reading the energy. And so I guess I'll have to name this the King, the Pauper, and the Empress, because she's involved too. But she's involved as the victor. And generally that's what we do. We become the victor when she's God's child, and she's anointed. And what does the Bible say? Touch not my anointed. You've been warned, and you did not heed the call. So you're going to have an unexpected upheaval in your life. You're going to be exposed for the sabotage that you're doing. And it's, you won't be able to tell her to call back her tribe, to have them to fall back, to stand back, or whatever, because she has no control over it now. She has no control over it because this is divine intervention. So I say drop to your knees, and pray to the Most High, because the whatever you've done, it was not a good thing, and it's about to go down. I want to thank you for sitting with me with this reading. Please remember to like the video, comment, and subscribe if you have not already subscribed already. But thank you once again for your support, and I will see you on the next video.